Good morning, Ohana. How's it going? From Brazil, Indiana. The Trucking Gamer with Ohana Farms. Hope everybody's doing great today and having a super fine day. Today, on the first 13, is back. I was on vacation and doing my best to have my room set up, and my son moved into his new bedroom. Went ATVing. You guys seen those videos? If you haven't, they're right here on the channel. Much love for watching those and dropping some comments and likes. You guys have been fantastic with that. So basically, I'm really excited about where the channel's going now that we have the room done, the office all set up. It's nice and quiet. Seems more professional. We got all kinds of future things planned. I spent numerous hours last night with Popo for show and Pete. And Jonathan also talking about some productive changes in our productions aspect of things, and so I'm really excited to see where those things are going. So I hope everybody's geared up for a long run with Ohana Farms and going to be sticking around, because we definitely are for sure. Got lots of dedicated people that want to display our work ethic as a community, and a simulated company basically is what it all boils down to. At the end of the day, we've been preaching that our Ohana Farms is not just a farm, it's a company that started off on a farm and now has this outreach where it is into trucking as well, which goes hand in hand with farming. But there's future plans to go further than that, that may not always support the idea of Ohana Farms being the name of the company. So rebranding might be coming up, things like that. But overall, big news, we're back on YouTube. I've decided to again, the cost versus reward of being on YouTube and at least having live content supplied there as well is way better than only posting videos up. Obviously, I am still focused on Twitch as far as the live stream goes, but it will also be included on YouTube now instead of just on Twitch, which means no copyright music anymore, which is fine. When you offer copyrighted music into your stream, it does affect you as far as you don't know what people are going to request. You don't know. It takes a lot of your effort to monitor those things and make sure that you have them canceled if it's not appropriate for everybody, things like that. So overall, I have no problem with the Pretzel Rocks, NCS, Bass Rebels type music creators, non-copyright guys that I actually like the idea of helping them out. So you've heard me say before that yes, I did get a copyright strike using Pretzel Rocks once before. I think that sometimes inadvertently you could copyright somebody. I mean, music is music, it's going to sound the same eventually. So I think that that's just comes with the territory. But overall, Pretzel Rocks has been great. It's an app for your OBS, and you can use that in your streams all across all platforms. I'm also getting strikes every day on Facebook, which I don't really like checking my email. And there's like emails from Warner Brothers and Sony basically saying that they're claiming the video, which means anything that gets made off that video, it goes to them. We're not going to be able to benefit in any way, shape, or form. Neither is the people who we're trying to support. Our hunger-ending mission pretty much stops right there, so it's just not worth it. So today's video is a little bit about those changes, but because it's a real life vlog, I do want to talk about lane changes. I want to talk about safety around big trucks for a second again. Yesterday I had a lady try to change lanes into my lane, and then a couple of minutes later goes past my lane. This guy's about to roll his truck. Oh, he's so lucky. Oh my God. Right as I'm talking about safety in big trucks, this little RAV4 decides to make this shoulder a lane. There was two trucks like this, one in the fast lane, one in the slow lane. We're on a 2-lane highway, I-70, and he decides he's going to use the shoulder. Well, he gets right up beside the truck, and I can see his his RAV4 going like this towards the ditch as he's speeding up, like he's speeding up to pass these guys. And he just pulls, like he doesn't even slow down. He has no idea what's on the shoulder. He gets up behind these trucks and goes like this onto the shoulder, but he overdoes it, and he actually hit the gravel on the other side of the pavement, and his car does this right before he pulls in front of the big truck. And I'm like, man, this guy's rolling, and he's so lucky he didn't do it, man. And that's would have been the second time since I've been doing the channel that I almost seen a wreck or called a wreck right when it was happening. I had one happen when I was on YouTube not too long ago, or sorry, on Discord. This one would have been the first one live, so that would have been interesting. But yeah, so I'm glad he's safe. But that it just drills the point home, like, you know, yeah, the guy's still trying to pass him. It's taking a while for that big truck to pass him, but man, if it means going home at the end of the day versus going to the hospital or being dead, I don't think there's much of a choice there, personally. But that's not what I was going to say. Yesterday I had a lady, 3-lane highway. She's in the fast lane. I'm in the slow lane. I have full right to use that middle lane. I get up on a slow-moving car. I put my turn signal on. I'm about to make my lane change. I go to look at my mirror. Nothing's there. Then all of a sudden, I go to change lanes, and she's coming over. Well, she's coming over slow, and I'm also coming over slow. That's kind of my style. And then I notice that she's in my lane, and I'm not going to change. Like, I'm the big vehicle. I'm not going to just change and go back to my current lane. That's unsafe too, unless I absolutely have to. And so she moves back over, and I notice that she doesn't even have her turn signal on. So how am I going to know that she has any intentions of taking that lane, that middle lane, right? So there's problem number one. She gets 10, 20 feet in front of me, and then she decides that she's going to try this again and doesn't use her turn signal again. Now she's only 20 feet in front of me, and she goes to do this, and a car from in front of that other slow car that I was passing decides he wants the middle lane, so he puts his turn signal on. They almost collide. I'm like, there's strike two, right? Like, how many times are you going to do this before you cause a wreck, right? So she finally uses her turn signal about 2 or 3 minutes later and gets over in the middle lane, and everything's good. But what I wanted to mention is a couple of things. The turn signals, as redundant as they seem, they actually work. I mean, they're great for communication. On top of that, don't come down 25 feet down my trailer and then decide that you want the lane. Okay, there's lots of lane there, right? Like, let's say we're driving down the highway and I'm in the slow lane, nobody's in the middle lane, and you're in the third lane. You're already breaking the law by being in the third lane. The third lane is not a travel lane, it's a passing lane. So is the middle lane. The travel lane is actually the far right lane. So if you're driving down the interstate and all you're doing is driving, you don't have anybody to pass, you need to be in the far right lane. If you're going to be passing, you need to be in the middle or outside lane, the third lane. It's not a fast lane. It's not a drag strip. It's not a NASCAR track. It's actually a passing lane. That's the actual official name of it. And you should only be out there when you're passing. In fact, if you're out there, you're assumed to be going faster than everybody else, which means you're going to be targeted. So there's a couple of other little tips. So here's the thing. Don't come down that third lane and then 25 feet down my trailer decide you want the middle lane where you should have been hundreds and hundreds of yards back there, or not at all, and actually in my lane. Because here's what I'm doing. When I'm driving down the road and I'm checking all my lanes, right? And I'm checking where people are, and my traffic is getting slow in the far right lane where I'm supposed to be. The first lane and the only lane I'm really checking is the lane I'm going to actually go to, which is the lane right beside me. Okay, so I care and I can see you coming in the third lane, but not very well. Okay, so if I look in that left lane and there's nobody there, and I don't look back for a second or two, you're supposed to be checking about every 3 seconds roughly. If a second or two I don't look over there, and then all of a sudden I have to make an emergency change, I'm fairly certain there's nobody there, right? So you're taking a huge risk on making your lane change late versus being in that lane that I can actually see I can look in my mirror now. I'm on a straight highway. I can literally see that lane for about 6 miles behind me to the next turn. Okay, so, but I'm not paying attention as much to the third lane because I'm not going over there. I have no intentions of going over there. The only lane and only escape I really need is the shoulder and the left lane from where I am right now. So I'm making sure that all those areas are clean around my truck, and that I'm going to be safe if I have to do something or make a lane change. So you're coming down the truck at 25 or 30 feet. There's a blind spot anyway. I can't see you if you make a lane change. So if I put my turn signal on and you're in my blind spot, I go to make my turn, you're not there at all. Like, you're there, but I can't see you. So, or if we both have the same idea at the same time, it gives us a lot less chance to correct the issue. Where if you're just riding along in that left lane, which you shouldn't be anyway, but if you are, I can see you from way back there. And I can basically mathematically figure out how long it's going to be till you're there quickly. Like, I mean, I'm not actually doing the math. I'm like, oh, there's a car coming. It'll be here in 4 or 5 seconds. And then you are. Right? The proper procedure is obviously be in the right-hand lane until you get up to a safe distance from my back end, and then merge over, make the lane change, and come back. But, you know, that's a lot to ask. So if you just are driving in the middle lane and you're going to pass me, then get it done, pass me. I can see you coming, it's safe. It's a lot safer than coming out of the third lane and going, oh, you know what, the middle lane is open. If you're already in that fast lane, all the way out there, that third lane, you might as well wait until you're all the way past the big truck to start making your lane change. You're already out there in the left lane. There's nobody beside you. You already know that because you want the middle lane. What's the harm in waiting 3 more feet, 30 more feet, 25 more feet, and then pass it, and when there's no danger around you, and then you make the lane change. Look at it like this. If you're going down the third lane, you decide to make a lane change, and I'm right beside you in the far right lane. You're in the third lane. Nobody's in the middle lane. You decide to come over to the middle lane because there's nobody there. That's the lane you should be in. So you come over into the third lane, and I'm right here like this with you, and then you decide and you blow a tire, or you just had your tires rotated and you lose a tire, or you break a tie rod end, or you reach for something at the same time, or you get a text message. Where do you think you're going to end up? That's, you know, think a little bit further about that. If you aren't looking straight, you go where you're looking. That they train you that in big trucks. You know, you start jackknifing, you start sliding, look where you want to go, drive the truck there, pay less attention to the trailer because you'll overcorrect anyway. Look at where you're going. You know, if you have to put it in a ditch, at least you're looking where you're going. You're trying to aim for a spot that's safe and going to be less damage, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. You'll go where you look for the most part. Your hands and everything will do the rest for you. So if you're making that lane change beside a truck, you're going to end up into the truck, under the truck, and I'm going to win almost every time. Likely, I walk away with a minor scratches and bruises. You walk away dead or in the hospital for a long time. And it's not, to me, that's not worth 30 feet. You're already in that third lane. All you got to do is wait another 10 seconds. You make the lane change. If one of those bad things happen, now you go straight across the front of me likely. And by that time, hopefully you're situated. You got things figured out. I can slow down. Everybody else is around us is safe. You're safe. I stop. I help you out. You make sure, you know, I make sure you got everything you need. You're good to go. Nobody's hurt. Versus the other alternative. So honestly, end rant. It has nothing really to do with that lady. No harm, no foul. She wasn't exactly. She was 5 feet from. We were 5 or 10 feet from hitting each other. I've been a lot closer than that in the 15, almost 16 years I've been out here. So it's not necessarily a rant. It's just a tip for you guys. You know, give us space all the way around. Doesn't necessarily mean always letting us over in front of you. Doesn't necessarily mean, you know, not riding our asses and things like that. It just means be smart around trucks. You should do this with cars too. I mean, if you have the chance to do a lane change, wait until you're offset so that it's a clear lane change all the way across your lanes, not just a not just one lane. And that's your tip for today. Thanks for hanging out with the Trucking Gamer, Real Trucking. Make sure you hit that like button, the subscribe button, the notification button. Check us out on twitch.tv/Ohana Farms for gaming. And if you're interested in a simulation community, you're a virtual truck driver or farmer on FS19, ETS, or ATS, you found your home here. Hopefully you're safe and you're realistic. If you are, then you fit our demographic, what we're looking for. Information on joining our gaming community is in the description below. Have a super fine day.